Welcome to Mom in Mind, a podcast about maternal mental health from conception, pregnancy, to birth and postpartum. Real stories from moms and family members who've made it from struggling to wellness, and interviews with experts and advocates who work for moms and families to get the help they need. We discuss very real struggles that can sometimes be hard to hear, but these are stories that need to be told so that moms and families can know that healing is possible. This podcast is meant to offer information and awareness and is not a replacement for treatment by a professional or professional training. Thank you for being with us today. Welcome back to Mom in Mind. I'm your host, Dr. Kat. In this episode, I'm talking with Lisa Druxman, who is the founding mom of Fit for Mom, the parent company of Fit to Baby, Stroller Strides, and Body Back. They have nearly 2,000 classes, locations nationwide, and Fit for Mom is one of the fastest growing franchises in the country. Lisa is the author of The Empowered Mama and the host of the Empowered Mama podcast, and she's been featured on The Today Show, Good Morning America, and more. Lisa is a speaker, writer, and thought leader with a passion for helping moms get out of overwhelm and into a healthy and happy life. We got connected through the podcast network called Parenting on Demand, where we both have our podcasts, in and among other parenting-related podcasts. And I was able to learn a little bit more about what she does. And I thought, wow, it'd be really cool to get to know her a little bit better and get to share what she does with you guys as another way to offer resources. And what you'll hear in our interview today is that what Lisa has created really gets at two of the things that we know to be supportive for recovery and for moms, which is social support, physical movement, physical exercise. I was able to hear a little bit more in this chat with her about how far Stroller Strides has come in supporting moms around the country. So have a listen and let's meet Lisa. Welcome, Lisa. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you. And I'm excited to share with our listeners about you and the work that you do. And I know you have a pretty far and wide reach in terms of how many moms you've brought into the fold and helping them in multiple ways. So I'm happy to share that. And very specifically in the work that you do to help moms and people who help moms with some ideas and ways to support them that are outside of the box of just therapy and whatnot. So maybe if you feel comfortable, start with where you started on your journey.
Yeah, it's been a little while now. So I became a mom to Jacob 17 years ago in May. And wow, I knew nothing about motherhood. And so on my maternity leave, I really felt lost. I would not say that I had postpartum depression, but I just had so many questions about sleeping and nursing, and I just didn't have any confidence. And I really felt a loss of identity as far as my career and what was going to happen.
Right.
And so I decided, I had kind of one of those little light bulb moments during a stroller walk with Jacob, that I would start a stroller workout so that I could help moms get back in shape, because I was a fitness professional by trade, and that they could help me with all the things I needed to know about motherhood. I really felt alone. I felt very alone. Like after, when baby's born, I was lucky enough my mom came and my husband was there for maybe 2 weeks. But then after that, everybody leaves and you're home alone with that baby. And I felt a need for community and I didn't know where to go for that. So I started Stroller Strides for really my own need to build that. And apparently I wasn't the only one looking for it. So I started this stroller-based workout called Stroller Strides. And long story short, we grew the classes in San Diego and it's now a nationwide program. But I can tell you that since the beginning, Stroller Strides has always been more than a workout. It has always been more than sets and reps. It is very much what so many of us need, I think, as far as, first of all, just getting outside, getting outside of your house, I think is a really big thing. Getting out into nature and fresh air is a really big thing.
Absolutely.
Obviously, exercise, I think, and moving your body is incredible. But I think that the thing that we need more than anything today is community. And so that's what I'm so proud of that came out of my own postpartum journey and that we share with moms across the country now.
Right. I mean, how big is this? Is it all over the U.S.?
It is. So long story short, we started getting requests from all over the country within 3 months. This is back in 2001. And really the important part to realize is there was no Facebook. There was no social media. This was pure word of mom, a mom being on the phone with her friend or her sister or her cousin in another state. And so we started getting emails from women wanting to either start classes or join classes. And so I ended up franchising the business and it took off. And I felt so blessed to have this career that was it was so giving to me, like energetically so giving to me to know that I was making such a big impact on these moms' lives, both in the community and for the careers. And I also had this career that was supportive of motherhood. My baby could come to work with me every day. I didn't have to leave him.
Yeah.
And as my kids grew up, the programs grew up. So we added Fit for Baby, which is our prenatal program. We added Body Back, which is our transformational high intensity interval program, which includes nutrition coaching and meditation. We've added Stroller Bar. We've added a Run Club. And we realized, the program was originally called Stroller Strides. Well, we had all these different programs besides Stroller Strides. And so as we grew, we ended up creating a new brand, which is Fit for Mom. It's Fit with a number 4 mom. And that is really the umbrella for all of our programs that we offer now. And so we have just shy of 300 franchisees nationwide and almost 2,000 class locations across the country.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
It's been quite a journey.
And at the core of this is community and exercise, obviously, but really bringing people together. At
the core of it is community for every single program. For Stroller Strides, besides the classes, we have a program called Our Village, which is like a play group and a mom's night out. And you do not even have to be a part of Fit for Mom to join that, just because we want all moms to feel like she has a place to go. And our Body Back programs are very community driven. And it's really so much of what we do. Our tagline is the strength in motherhood. And so obviously we give women physical strength, but beyond that, it is strength that we get when we come together to support one another.
Yeah. I mean, just from my perspective as a psychologist and helping moms through the perinatal mental health, we know that having social support is so important in recovery. And we also know that having a regular exercise program, not necessarily even strenuous, but something regular, depending on the amount that you're doing, it can be like the equivalent of a dose of an antidepressant.
Absolutely.
And what you've done is combine them. You're getting the social support, you're getting the exercise, you're building the community, you're making friends, which again, to your point, how isolating this is just so, so, so important.
We have heard the most amazing stories over the years. Like there's one client, she was a client of mine who she experienced postpartum psychosis after having her baby and had to be hospitalized. This is a woman who never had any postpartum depression, or she didn't have any depression prior to having a baby and ended up having to be hospitalized. And when they released her, obviously she was on medication, but they suggested 3 things: get outside, get exercise, and find a community. And so she joined Stroller Strides. And she ended up being able to wean herself off the medication. And she swears that Stroller Strides, I mean, I'm not making a prescription by any means, but it can only help. It can only help to have that community and that support and that positive environment.
Yeah. I mean, you're really bringing so many good things together in one spot. And because this is available everywhere, people either can join one, but I think from what you said, if there's not one in their area, they can start one.
That's how it literally has grown as much as it has, is because women wanted to join a class and there wasn't one in their area. And they realized, well, why shouldn't I start this? Why shouldn't I be the person to create this? Because we can train you how to run the business and how to offer the classes. So we are really so proud of being very much trailblazers in the franchise industry and creating a really unique franchise offering.
So there's kind of classes that get rolled out too as a part of the specific classes, not just fitness classes?
Yeah, so all the classes we have are fitness classes. The education that we give the moms when they're teaching, or doesn't have to be a mom that's teaching, but normally is going to be understanding pre- and postnatal fitness, biomechanics, understanding exercise science, good stuff like that.
Oh, that's awesome. So what happens if somebody's kind of goes up to the Stroller Strides group or is in one of the programs and one of the instructors notices that the mama is not quite doing well?
Well, I think, we're not doctors, but we certainly have a heightened awareness of postpartum blues and postpartum depression and some of the signs of that. And so our instructors are again, heightened awareness to be able to refer mom out and to hopefully have some local resources to be able to send a mom to. I know we have a local group that we use in San Diego. So just to get the mom the support that she needs.
Right. That's awesome. I think sometimes just having the awareness is so important, because it might be that, especially if this is a mom who is coming regularly to a group, and they themselves don't really, I'm just thinking if the instructor or somebody else recognizes that, like, hey, maybe you could use this other support. It's so great that that's kind of included in what you're doing. Again, not that you guys are the therapists or the doctors, but just like as a concerned person, giving them some direction. That's great. Okay, so in terms of what you've seen, how have you seen these classes benefit moms, especially kind of moms in either the pregnancy or newer postpartum period?
I mean, the stories are amazing. I get a chance to visit classes across the country, and I don't ever go to a class where a woman doesn't come up crying and hugging me and say, this program changed my life. For so many women, it helps them, again, it was what I was looking for, reconnect to who their self-identity is as a mom, and to rebuild their community, rebuild their friendships, rebuild their confidence. For a lot of women, it's so interesting. We have such body image issues after motherhood. We don't really want to be focusing on just the weight loss or that kind of thing, but it happens. And these women get stronger than they have sometimes before they ever became a mom. And so there's, again, a sense of positivity and a sense of confidence in just the strength that they've gained from the programs.
I love that you mentioned that the focus is not on weight loss. And because just especially for moms who are dealing with a perinatal mood or anxiety, stress or condition, there's so much pressure already to you have to be perfect again. You have to lose all of this weight. And I think it's a real, not distractor, but if somebody's going into a place like, Stroller Strides or somewhere where the fitness is the goal, I think the assumption is that weight loss has to, that's going to be a big part of it. And if that happens, fine. But if weight loss happens, fine. But the pressure that a lot of moms are feeling with depression and anxiety are often related to body image and, feeling like they're supposed to be losing all of this weight. And I just love that that's not your main focus.
No, in fact, we make it this really positive, just everything about the experience with the group where the communication, we don't allow the moms to have any negative self-talk, and we can't help what's in their head, but as far as anything that's coming out of their mouths, we really try to turn around any conversations that are about body shaming or body judging of themselves or anyone else. It's this place where we really try to treat ourselves as we one day hope our kids will treat themselves.
Oh, that's amazing. That's just so beautiful. And the kiddos are there too, so they get to see this. And
I believe so wholeheartedly that those babies absorb energy. The moms would tease me come on, my baby can't hear me or understand me. But it's an energy thing. So you complaining about, your stomach or whatever it might be, I just think that it's not serving you, and I don't think it's serving your little ones. So, it's kind of getting you in a chance to start practicing for when they can understand you, to be a very confident and positive and comfortable in your skin woman.
Well, I can tell you right now that people who are listening who might be averse to joining a Stroller Strides or a fitness class for moms now maybe feel more comfortable joining because of all of what you just said, that it's not focused on weight loss. It's really focused on support and helping her find her strength, not just physically, but there's a lot of emotional stuff in there too.
And what I really hope is that all moms realize that this is a place that you're going to be welcome. For me, one of our highest values is inclusivity. So every mom, no matter what her fitness level is, no matter her beliefs, no matter anything, every mom is welcome at Fit for Mom, and you should feel that way.
Yes. Yes, it should be that way everywhere. But, I know a lot of people have been burned or shamed or felt that they can't do these kinds of things because it's going to be, it's just going to be a bunch of really strong and fit moms there, and I'm going to not fit in, or I'm going to feel less than, so they avoid it. And then also end up avoiding self-care. not that they're not finding, maybe going on walks by themselves somewhere else, but kind of missing out on opportunities for connection and building community like that because it's so intimidating.
Right.
All of the pressure to have these perfect bodies. Well, I really, really hope that everyone can hear that and feel more comfortable with the idea of looking for this in their area.
I hope so.
Yeah. You do other things too. There's now in the work that you do you've developed the Empowered Mama podcast and book.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much that we can teach in a fitness class, and I don't get a chance to teach all of them. So I just believe so much in the power of moms. I believe that moms are they create such a ripple effect for the rest of our world. And so I am tired of hearing moms feeling overwhelmed and just lacking their self-direction. And so I wanted to help women reclaim their time, reclaim themselves, reclaim their health, and realize again that we want to live as we want our kids to live. And I made a lot of mistakes in those early years of running the business and being a new mom myself, and learned a lot and figured a lot out. So both with the book and the podcast, I share my own lessons that I've learned so that I can help lessen the learning curve for other moms. I really want women to live a life filled with passion and purpose, because I think that's the best thing we can do as a mom.
Right. Amazing. So can you give me a glimpse into what kinds of episodes you have on the Empowered Mama podcast?
Yeah, so I kind of do two different kinds. One type is our solo episodes where I'm going to talk about some of my own experiences, and it could be anything from productivity and teaching you how to do time blocking to, I recorded one today, honestly, that was about body image and my own body image issues. And then the other ones, I interview amazing moms like you who I like to think of it like the NPR's How I Built This, and then how do I do the motherhood? So I speak to women about their own expertise and how they run their business. And then the second part of the interview is really how do they balance work with motherhood? How do they find time for themselves? What does self-care look like for them? So again, I always just want to share the answers of others because I believe that success leaves clues.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love your format because in that way, you're getting a lot of different examples of what it can look like to be empowered and do the motherhood thing and be a business person or entrepreneur or stay-at-home mom or whatever it is. There's so many different ways to do all of those things.
And you hear that. I ask all of you pretty much the same question. Some people get childcare. Some people don't. Some people, choose to work less. There's so many different ways to do it. And I think the most important thing is to find something that you love to do and you believe in and to really prioritize.
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of what you've seen just throughout, you said your son is 17, so you've been at this for a couple of years. In terms of your progression through this, your own experiences, but also what you've seen from other moms, what are the themes that you see for people going through these process of getting through the difficulties and into wellness?
I think that, if these kids don't come with directions and we don't know what our life is going to look like once we become a mom, we have so many franchisees who are everything from accountants to attorneys. We've had a CSI investigator, a rocket scientist.
Whoa.
And I know it's crazy. And I think it's because they found careers that they maybe loved, but they didn't know how they wanted to live once they became a mom. And sometimes you don't know until you hold that baby.
Right.
And for a lot of them, it wasn't that they don't want to work. Okay. It wasn't even necessarily that they felt they needed to be a stay-at-home mom, but they did want careers that were supportive of motherhood. So a lot of it is just to be honest with yourself about what you really want, who you want to be, how you want to show up. You might do better of saying, no, I do better working 9 hours a day and having a nanny and then being truly present with my kids. I just think we need to be honest with ourselves and being open to that there may be another way to do the motherhood if what you're doing doesn't feel like it works. And then the number one thing that, really resonates with me is everybody always asks me for lessons on how do I balance it all. And here's what I think. First of all, there is no perfect balance. Your life is always incredibly full. But the best answer to that is you first prioritize your self-care and something that gives you joy. Mm-hmm. If every day you have some self-care in there and something that gives you joy, the rest falls into place. And the things that fall off of your plate are maybe Facebook or your favorite show on Netflix. But the reason why you feel out of balance is because you're doing all these things for everyone, but you're not taking care of yourself. So if you take care of yourself first, and I'm not saying that's in a perfect way, but something, what's your minimum effective dose for self-care? I think that is really the best answer I've got for how to balance it all.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I know that in what you do, you are really supporting moms through lots of parts of this transition into motherhood from pregnancy too, right?
Yes.
And you have a new digital program called Mama Well. What is that about?
We literally created, when I say we, with my team, what we all wish that we had when we were pregnant. So we've had Fit for Baby, which is our prenatal fitness program, for a while. And I'm super proud of Fit for Baby because it's an incredible prenatal workout. When I was pregnant, the only thing that was available for prenatal exercise was prenatal yoga. That was it.
Right.
And I love it. Prenatal yoga is great. But honestly, I'm a fairly athletic person. I'm used to more intense workouts. That felt too gentle for me. And so I just didn't know what could I be doing. So I'm proud of Fit for Baby because it is this total body workout. It's very functional. What was still missing was truly preparing me and moms for what's going on in your body and how to prepare for motherhood. So we created a new program called Mama Well, and it is our first digital program. And it's 42 weeks, exercise videos, birth preparation. It has nutritional guidance, and it's customized for each week of pregnancy. Plus, there's a private Facebook group, so we can start building that community right away. So you feel like you're connecting with other moms. One of my favorite parts is that there's a 6-week postpartum guide for when you need the care and repair most. So as you know, I mean, postpartum depression and postpartum blues it's real. And so what can we be doing to prepare moms so that they feel more ready for this and have set up not only their body, but their homes and their lives for it?
Amazing. So you're really covering the whole full transition from the beginning of pregnancy through postpartum and early motherhood and on.
We are. And then we hope they'll join Stroller Strides after that.
Right. And continue to have that. Well, you're saying they're already building community in the Mama Well program. Yeah, absolutely. This is really like a full spectrum of perinatal care in terms of, again, like you said, it is focused on the physical fitness and whatnot, but this more holistic than that. It's wellness in general.
We couldn't find anything else out there like it. And so we created what we wanted ourselves. We worked with some really amazing experts to create the content. And so we're real excited about that. I mean, I can do the nutrition guide right now as a mom to a 17-year-old because the foods are so good and so nutritious, and just really, I think, is a very comprehensive program. And we're real proud of it.
That's fantastic. I'm really happy to bring this to everybody. And just, the more that people are aware of what's out there and what's available to them, especially in a digital format, something that they can access when there are no resources near them, it's really helpful and helps people feel more empowered and less stuck. And they have options, and options to me are freedom. And it's really great that you are providing so many, really. I mean, I don't know how many programs you have, but there's quite a few.
We're releasing some more this year. So,
fantastic. Have some more stuff up your sleeve.
Something for everybody.
Well, where can everybody where's the hub for all of this?
You can go to Fit for Mom, fit with a number 4, mom.com, and you can find out about all of our classes. You can see if there's a location near you. And like we talked about before, if there's not a location near you, then maybe you should start. And so you can check out our franchise, and that's on the site as well. Yeah, you can find out about franchising. You can find out about Mama Well, the podcast, all the things are all right there.
Okay, great. And what's something that you can leave our listeners with in terms of things you've learned along the way, or things that you really want new moms and moms to know?
Can I wrap us up with a quote?
Of course.
It's one of my favorites by Catherine Senner. And she says, every single minute of every single day, you are writing the story to your only life. And so what I leave you with is that there are different chapters and different seasons of your life in motherhood. And if there's any chapter that is not reading the way you want it to, you are the one holding the pen. It's time to turn the page.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Lisa. I appreciate your time and being here with us and all the work that you do to support moms.
I thank you. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you again, Lisa, for sharing all of the work that you're doing and the way that you're supporting mothers and families. If you guys would like to get connected with Lisa, you can find her at lisadruxman.com, and you can go to fitformom.com to learn about all of the resources and programs that they offer to support motherhood. And be sure to check out her podcast called The Empowered Mama. As usual, please do stay connected to us through Facebook or Instagram, or come and connect with us on our Facebook group, Mom and Mind Connection. We would love to have you there. I'm so honored to have you all as listeners, and I can't wait to bring you our next episode. Until next time. By joining us today, you are part of the growing community of people who are aware and concerned for mothers and families during this beautiful and sometimes very difficult time of life. If you or someone you know is having a hard time, help is available. You can feel better. Please look for resources for help at momandmind.com. Together, we can support moms and families so that no one has to deal with this alone. Thank you for listening and being a part of the Mom and Mind community.